Hello and welcome to Advertisers Watching Ads. My name is Tom Ollerton. I'm the founder of Automated Creative, and this is a weekly show where brands watch other brands' ads and discuss what's good and bad about them. As ever, we're partnering with the Conscious Advertising Network, so please go and check those guys out after the show. But before we get to the ads, let's meet this week's guests.
Hi everyone, I'm Pollyanna Ward and I look after social media at Wix, the home improvement and DIY retailer.
Hello, I'm David Byrne and I'm the brand lead at Aviva.
And I'm Joey Dakin and I'm the senior media director at GSK Consumer Healthcare.
Let's have a look at this week's ad. Or is it an ad? Who knows? Is it really an ad? Here is the first tweet from KFC. Because of you know what, the gaffer says, we still can't use our slogan in our posts, so we want to borrow one. Which other brand's slogan should we use? Drop your suggestions with the hashtag until we can finger lick again, and I'll let you know how genius or ridiculous they are. And then the fun ensued, and it wasn't just the everyday folk who got involved, but other brands pitched in very quickly. Deliveroo, who are obviously trying to drum up interest in their IPO, saying, like, I feel like chicken tonight, and KFC ran with that. Persil, UK and Ireland, you're welcome to borrow dirt is good. KFC decided to pass on that, but offering thanks nonetheless. And this one was quite amusing, I thought, from SIF UK. You're welcome to give Hello Beautiful a whirl. We know we say that after we get our hands on a bucket. KFC came back and said, I can tell if you're awaiting a blue tick or something, or someone is impersonating Sif, and I'm not sure which is worse. Pepsi Max chipped in. And then there's a bunch of different executions from other famous straplines. And then apparently these are real. There was a van that was hired and parked outside the Nike store. They bought some digital out of home, as well as parking it right in front of McDonald's. Brilliant. Pollyanna, when you saw that, did you think that's genius, or what did you think?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I've got a bit of a soft spot for the KFC Twitter timeline after listening to an interview with them on another podcast, how they sort of try and sort of delight consumers, talking like someone that's grounded in British culture. I just thought it was very of the moment. Twitter's seen more people coming onto the platform. They're doing the conversation piece. And I think, to be honest, what they've basically cleverly done is got all the other brands to talk about KFC when they can't run advertising with their own slogan. So everyone knows what they're talking about, which is the finger looking good. They know they're talking about COVID. And it's just it's a lot of fun. But actually, when I originally saw it, I just thought, oh, this is just for social media managers. But after seeing on the drum the wider piece that they've got ads outside competitors, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, they've made this bigger.
I didn't see it, so that probably tells you that I'm not really target audience. They've got something to solve, right? And so I think this is when it first went round on social about how people maybe couldn't enjoy KFC anymore, then that was an issue, but maybe that was a year ago, maybe a bit longer. I don't know. I think now is the time to get people to kind of embrace that again and those sorts of behaviours. I just wonder what else they're going to do strategically to get people to go back to restaurants or to choose them on the apps.
It is fun. That was a key thing. And I think some of the slogans work remarkably well. Like, gives you wings next to a bucket of wings is particularly good one for me. And once you pop, you just can't stop and things. And it's a great testament to the power of sort of distinctive assets and brand slogans and things. Overall, I did quite like it. But it is, David, it's quite tactical. I'm not sure it's sort of their biggest marketing solution of the year, but it's quite nice as a tactic.
What this reminds me of is kind of old school social, where it wasn't a pay to play place, and it was all about who's got the best, most viral, shareable idea. And what they've done is taken such a huge confidence step in trusting how strong their own branding is to take on someone else's. Is this something that someone else could have pulled off, Pollyanna?
If you are a small local business, if they went and did this, no one would bat an eyelid. But you'll notice that all the examples that are given, it's Nike, it's McDonald's, it's Red Bull. These are all brands that have got their distinctive assets. They've spent years honing them. If you're a big brand, you can get involved. I would imagine that there are quite a lot of maybe medium or small size companies that don't have paid social that person who's being told by someone higher up, you need to jump on that tweet, or you need to tweet our slogan, and that poor person's got to write their brand's possibly not memorable or unknown slogan to KFC, and KFC will just either ignore it or, so I think there is a strategic piece even from KFC as to who they'll reply to as well. Interestingly, they wouldn't probably go with Sif because that's a cleaning brand. What they're trying to promote is, so yeah, I think there was probably some tactics in who they were engaging with to get the most coverage. But again, I think it just comes back to, if no one knows who you are, no, you couldn't get away with this.
What is it that could have improved this ad? If this had come across your desk and you're the KFC marketing director, what would you have been going back to the agency with?
So I'd be interested to know how they will activate this. So they've identified the problem, it's a cultural problem. How can they recognize that and then take it to a bunch of other touch points that might actually change people's behavior or change people's attitudes towards their food again?
I don't know. I'm still jarred by the comment you made a few minutes ago, Tom. The old days before social was pay to play. I mean, social was always pay to play. Just some people were more delusional back in the day and willing to, even today. I mean, yes, you can get, millions of impressions and comments. I believe they did have paid media behind it though, so I shall give them 5 stars for doing that. I just super caution about the banter and about what this encourages in smaller companies and the hustle it creates in the industry, the pressure it creates on community managers. Like, it's their job to to cut through and to make this happen, where it's a community manager job should be to make great brand communicating content, and you should have budgets and support to enable them to do that at scale. So in many ways I love it, but I do get nervous that the lessons taken from it will continue to be terrible.
So what are the lessons here? Like, should this be applauded and then moved on from, or is there something that the smaller brands can learn from this?
I would salute the fact that they've been so quick and so tactical, and they've really got behind this. I think that's genuinely difficult, right, in most big organisations, to say, okay, we've got an insight, we've recognised the problem, can we get a bit of budget to go at this from a bunch of different angles and really make an impression on the public's consciousness. So congratulations. I think, there was a brand, I think it's in Adam Morgan's Eating the Big Fish, where he talks about, there's a little exercise and they talk about sitting down every Monday and work out how you can hijack the front page, right? And that's quite old school, but there was a brilliant brand called 42 Below vodka. And I guess Brewdog's that same sort of playbook now. It's kind of how can we get into public consciousness this week by doing something that's related to our product? And I think, hats off to them. Congratulations. Well done.
What can brands learn and improve their marketing with in response to this campaign, Pollyanna?
Instead of going after your community or social media manager and saying, how can we go viral? I'd probably have a look at your own brand and think, why wasn't your slogan mentioned? Should probably put forward your mascot or your slogan or your memorable asset forward a bit more. And I'd possibly also just say, I'd love to see, how far KFC can push it. I know they're doing the bucket hats, which are very popular, but how can we keep pushing it forward to get that all important reach in front of your target audience?
In media, sometimes we get really bogged down in measurement and effectiveness. And we need to remember that, we're a fantastic creative industry where really fun creative ideas cut through, have a bigger impact than they deserve. But that is very much the icing on the cake. And much as we like to talk about the icing, you need to make sure you're baking the cake as well, as I'm sure KFC are. But other advertisers trying to do this kind of thing, make sure you've got the the sorted, and then absolutely go wild and experiment on top.
Ultimately, I'm not a fan of banter, but I do think if the conversation gets wider and goes beyond those community managers, and the conversation is about solving a problem, which I think they do have a problem around their strapline and COVID, then well done. I congratulate and encourage that tactical behaviour.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We'll see you all next week.